Do we have a worst line, a fail, anything along those lines?
We might have mentioned it earlier, but I think Martin O'Malley's asking for.
Yeah,
can
10 seconds.
Can I get 30 seconds?
10 seconds.
Oh, did he ask 10 seconds?
It was 10 seconds.
Please, sir, may I have some
I thought
seconds?
Well, that or when he asked people to go visit his website, and it was just sort of like,
That's true.
the desperation.
They used to all do that, though.
I know.
And by the way, we're making fun of him, but again, he shouldn't have had to ask.
No.
He was forced into that position
Right.
by the moderators.
Right.
That might have been it.
It's almost as if they prepped it. They had their prep almost done before Bernie and Hillary petitioned that O'Malley be allowed to be on the debate, and then they didn't change
squeezed
anything.
it in.
Yeah, they just changed a few.
They cut out one commercial break, gave that 3 minutes to him.
Right.
I do think that maybe it's not an important enough question to qualify, but Hillary's response to why her message hasn't resonated with millennials.
Why is Senator Sanders beating you 2-1 among younger voters?
Look, I have the greatest respect for Senator Sanders and for his supporters, and I'm going to keep working as hard as I can to reach as many people of all ages about what I will do, what the experience and the ideas that I have that I will bring to the White House, and I hope to have their support when I'm the Democratic nominee.
All right,
The reason I say that is I think that it should represent something to her. Like Obama, he had a message that he didn't necessarily fully make good on, but it did bring in new voters.
Yes.
And the fact that her message isn't resonating in that way, it should cause some introspection, cause her to stop and think about why that is and why Bernie's message is working.
It was a crucial moment that I felt like she fumbled.
Yeah.
It was an overly wordy, rehearsed, there was no sincerity in it whatsoever. And if there's one thing that young people respond to again and again, it's sincerity, it's authenticity. That was the moment to say, look, I understand that he's got pie in the sky promises, but I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, I think
you're right.
Right out of the gate, I think Hillary fumbled also because Lester Holt asked them, "What are your first three priorities in office?" The third one, she said, and to close the gap for women. And I think she has to be careful how she talks about women because she doesn't want to make it seem like she's just politicking.
Yeah.
And I think it came off very calculating that, all right, got to get my women moment in here.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was good.
Yeah, and it didn't have to because on the policies, she does have the right positions to close that gap.
Yeah.
It's more in the messaging because obviously she does want to gain a couple of points based on support for that. And she's earned those points. So just be natural about
But
it.
the young people she's trying to get could sniff out bullshit.
Can sniff it out, yeah. Exactly. And I think that there was a potential for a similar moment for Bernie. They asked him, why is it that Hillary is leading you 2-1 amongst minority voters? I don't know who they're lumping into that.
When the African American community becomes familiar with my congressional record and with our agenda and with our views on the economy and criminal justice, just as the general population has become more supportive, so will the African American community, so will the Latino community. We have the momentum. We're on a path toward victory.
But I think that his response was better in that saying, like, as I continue to put out my message, I think that they will start to resonate. And he has a point. We are still very early in the primaries. He was not a nationwide household name for the past more than 2 decades like Hillary Clinton was. And he might be right. Whereas hers just came off as, I'm blindsided, even though I'm at a debate sponsored by YouTube. Maybe young people are going to come up.